Yeah, so yeah, example solves. I was gonna record these like earlier, but I forgot to, so sorry. Yeah, this is only gonna be looking at the edge pairing aspect of the method because, like I've mentioned, I'm not good at first look or centers or free referee stage. So again, yeah, only look at edge pairing. What else? The solves are all gonna be white bottom, blue block. Yeah, let's get into it. One more note before we begin is I am going to assume that you've watched the other video I've made about Maya before watching this one, because that one explains lots of the tricks and stuff that I'm going to use in these example solves. Yeah, if you haven't watched it, there are going to be some things that are confusing, but hopefully you can pick it up. I hope. Yeah. Alright, so first example solve. The first edge I see here is there's this yellow-orange here. So I'm going to do that first. So it's just like that to put it into the line. And then solve it like that. And now I'm going to do the alg to insert it into UL, which just goes like that. And now the next thing I see is there's this green-orange, and the other wing is here. And now I'm going to be doing a trick for this. So I'm going to insert this into I'm going to bring it all up like this because I want to insert this here such that the wings are opposite. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do U2, U2, and that flips the midge. So, you know, before the midge is not in line with the rest of the wings, U to U2 and U2 flips the midge. Now they're in line, and you can solve them like that. Now, and then the final layer to it is that you can cancel that all together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cancel it by doing U prime R U prime instead of U, M, and then U2 to finish it off. And yeah, so that's a really common type of cancel that you're gonna see used in like a lot of these solves. Yeah, one way to remember, so the way I remember them in my head is whenever you have a wing and a midge in the free slice, and the other wing is either already in the free slice in the correct position, or it's in here and you can insert it into the correct position, then you can do a cancellation like this. So in here, you insert the wing into the correct position, and then whilst you do the insertion, you're going to do the same U move twice. So what you're going to do, so in here is a U prime, R, and then another U prime. So, you know, if it was a normal insertion, it would be U prime R, U, but with all of these cancellations, it would be U prime R, and then the same U move, so in this case a U prime again, and then you do an M move to bring it out of place, and then U2 to bring it all back, and yeah, solve it. I don't know how well I've explained that, but you're going to see it a lot in all of the other solves, so hopefully you can pick up how it works. Yeah, next thing I see is white, red, so I'm just going to do that. Insert this here to replace that edge. Now I'm going to bring these down like that, and I'm bringing it down here because I want to insert this into the back as well, like that. Next thing I see is there's this white, green, and the wing, no, never mind, the wing is down here. So bring it down here so I can insert this like that correctly, and then L2 like that to solve it. Now, like I mentioned before, it's probably better to do it like this, like an Ishan M2 type of thing. Oops. But like you can see, I'm not very good at it. So even though I think this is probably faster right now, I still just do, you know, R2, like that. Yeah, next move is, whilst I was doing that, I saw that there's this white, orange. So I'm going to do that next. So look for the other wing, which is back here. So that needs to go on the right, so I'll be inserting it into the back like that, and just solve it together like that. And now just replace it with the last edge, and we're on to last 4 edges. And here, there's a slice with slice here, so I'm just going to do R2 here, and then flip this edge, and then R2 to bring it back there. Now, next thing I see is this here, so I'm going to do this cycle by taking this edge out, like that. Now I can solve this edge, replace it with the other edge here, and then fix it. And now it's just last 2 edges, which I'm just going to do the alg for, which is like that. Yeah. Next solve, first thing I see is this yellow red, and the wing is here. So that's very simple, just that to bring it in line, and then solve it like that. Now just do the alg to put it into UL, like that. And now I see there's this yellow blue, so I'm going to do that cancellation trick again, because I have a wing, a midge that's not in line with it, and then the last wing in here, and I can insert it and like yeah, insert it into the front so that, you know, these are in line. And whilst I'm doing that, U prime, R2, it's the same U move, so it's a U prime again, and then an M move, like that, M prime in this case, and that solves it with that, and then a U2, and that brings it all together, like that. So you can see it's a different case, and it works a bit differently, because in this case you're flipping the wings, I think. You're flipping the wings rather than midges, but again, it works like the exact same. So yeah, next thing I see is there's this white orange, so just do that. I'm going to insert this wing up there and insert the midge in the front here and solve it like that. Next thing I see is there's this white red, so again, same thing, insert it like that, and then insert it like that to solve it. And then a very simple one again, there's this yellow green. I'm going to insert this wing back here, so now they're all in line here, and I can solve them, and just replace it with the last unsolved edge. And now we're on to last 4 edges. And first thing I see is there's a slice with slice with this green red, so I'm going to do that slice, and I'm going to do the alternative flip out with the M prime because it's faster, like that. And I'm going to do an R move to bring the solved edge back here, so I have the rest of the edges in where I can see them, basically. So now I see there's this cycle here, so I'm going to take this edge out like that, solve it, replace it with the edge, and there you go. And now the last thing is just the slice with slice, so slice, and again I'm going to use the M prime alternative flip out because it's faster, and because it's the last edge, it doesn't matter, you know, where the solve slot goes. And yeah. Next solve, here we have this yellow orange piece here, and the wing is here. So again, very simple, like that, to bring it in line, and then solve it like that. And just do the alg to put into UL. Now, now there's this yellow blue, and that's what am I trying to say? Yeah. So wings are in line, but the midge isn't. So in this case, you can just do a U2, M, U2, and that flips the midge, and now it's all in line. And the reason why I was pausing with that is I was thinking you can also cancel that. I could have cancelled that with the last algorithm, where where I was inserting the edge into UL, because that ends with a U2 and this starts with a U2. So yeah, again, if you see that in time, do the cancellation. But yeah, next thing I see, white, red, insert this back here, and now I'm gonna bring it all up so I can insert this here, and solve that. Next thing I see, what do I see, is there's this red-green. So once again, there's a wing in the free slice, and there's a midge that isn't aligned, and the wing is on the other, is not in the free slice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do an M prime to bring it all up, and you know, I can insert this like this, so the wings are in line. So yeah, just do the cancellation. U, R, and the same U move, so the U again, add an M move. In this case, it's going to be an M2 in order to solve this here, and then a U2 to put it all back, and then solve it like that. And I'm going to do the exact same thing again, because I have a wing here, and then unorientated midge here. So yeah, I'm going to bring it up like that, because now I can insert this in there, yeah, and do the same thing again. U, R, the same U move, and then an M move to solve that, and then a U2, and that brings it all into place. And just replace it with the last edge, and we're on to last 4 edges. And okay, there's these 3 in line here, so I'm going to take this edge out, and then solve this, replace it with the edge, and then unsolve it. And now next thing I see is there's a M, U2, M prime, so I'm going to move it up, M, U2, M prime, and that solves that there. And now I'm left with last 2 edges, which is just an algorithm like that. So next solve, first thing I see is this white-green, so I'm just going to do this, and that puts them all in line, and then yeah, solve it like that, and just insert it into UL like that. So whilst I was doing that, I see there's this white-red, so I'll be looking for the other wing, which is back here, and so I can just do an F move, insert like that, and that puts it in line with that. Now next up, there's this yellow-red, so I'm going to insert this first, like that, and then do an M prime, so I can insert this, like that. And now I have, I'm going to do the trick again, because I have a wing, a midge that isn't matched with the wing, and then the other wing is in line with the wing. I don't know, yeah, you see, yeah, that. So I'm going to do the cancel by doing a U, an R, and then the same U move, so in this case it's a U, and then an M move, which in this case will be an M2, in order to solve it with this, and then finish it off with a finish it off with a U2 to put it all back, and then solve it like this. And yeah, whilst doing that, I saw there was this yellow-blue, so I'm gonna insert this wing to the left here, and I'm gonna do that by, yeah. So okay, so in the video I did mention that you can do F, R prime, F prime, like that, to insert it there. However, I've now realized I don't think that's very good, because in solves I always do R2, F, R, F prime, because I think that's just a lot more ergonomic. This is just not good, whereas this sort of super sledge is a lot more ergonomic for me, I think. Yeah, so do that, solve it, and just replace it with the last edge. Now on to the last 4 edges. There's this cycle here, so I'm gonna take this edge out, and then an M move to solve that, replace it with the edge, and then undo it. Now I'm going to do an R2 to put the solved edge back here, so I can see the rest of my things. And there's a slice up slice here. I'm just going to do that. And last 2 edges is just an algorithm. So there we go. All right, next up there's this yellow blue. So what am I going to do? I'm going to insert what am I gonna, yeah, okay. Do this, and doing that to put these in line, and then you move, brings it all in line like that. So solve it, and then insert it into UL. Now there's this white orange, so that's what I'm going to do. Insert this back there, and this needs to go in the front, so I'll move this down so I can insert this in the front like that. Next up, there was this yellow red, and I saw the wing here. I can't see the other wing, but I'm just gonna solve it anyway and hope it comes up. And it has, oh wait, no, there it is, yeah. So yeah, maybe that's a bad habit, but I often just, you know, solve 2 parts of it and hope the other wing comes up. Yeah, solve that. Now there's this white red, the wing is here, the other wing is there, so that's matched up. So I'm just gonna, yeah, and then yeah, bring it back to one of the open slots like that. Yeah, so now there's a white green. I'm gonna bring it down so I can insert it like this and solve the edge and replace it with the unsolved edge. Now last 4 edges is a slice with slice here, so I'm just gonna do that. Again, move the solved edge back there, and there's a M prime U to M here, so I'm gonna do that. And now last 2 edges is just an algorithm that I have messed up halfway through, but you get the idea. Yeah, just do the algorithm. Oops. Next up, there's this yellow red, so I'm going to insert it like this and solve it like that. Yeah, insert the thing into the thing like that. Next up, I see there's this white red, and the other wing is here, so I'm going to insert this like there to put it all into line and then solve it. Now, yeah, next there's this white orange, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to insert this in the front and then insert this in the back like that. There we go. And now we have another opportunity to do the cancellation thing, because wing and midge that isn't, you know, matched with it. So I'm going to insert this into the front here, so the wing goes here, and it's going to be U prime, R prime, U prime, and then in this case it's going to be an M2, and then a U2, and that's, yeah, solve it like that. Now next up there's just the white green, so just, you know, insert that, very simple, and then replace it with the last edge like that. And now there's this cycle here for last 4 edges, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to, yeah, take this edge out, and then I'm going to bring it back up so I can do this, solve that edge, and replace it with the other edge. And now there's, yeah, there's another, okay. I'm just going to do the slice with slice. So slice, flip, slice, and that solves that. And then there's the last 2 edges. Now for this one, the first edge is very simple because it's just in line like that. So solve it and then insert it. There we go. And now I'm gonna solve this, and I'm gonna do the cancellation again because it's U, R, U, M prime to move the midge out of the way, U2 to put it all back, and then solve it like that. Now next up I see there's this yellow orange, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring it up so I can insert this in the back there like that and solve it. And what's next? There's yeah, there's this yellow orange, but I can't find where the other wing is, so I'm going to do this white. Did I say yellow orange? I meant white orange. I'm going to do this white green instead, so because those wings are there, so I can just like that replace it with the last edge, and then last 4 edges. Now this is, we're going to do a cycle here. We're going to take this edge out and solve this edge, and I'm going to insert it like this so that when it comes back that edge solves as well. And so we'll solve 2 edges at once, and now it's the last 2 edges, which is just Next up, again, very simple. There's this white green. Solve it like that. Yeah, and insert it like that. And now there's this white. Sorry, yeah, there's this red, yellow. So I'm going to insert this back here to put it all in line, and then do that. And whilst I was doing that, I see there's this yellow green. So I'm looking for the other wing, which is back here. So I'm going to bring it up like that, so I can insert this like that, and then do this. And yeah, now I'm going to do the cancellation trick again, actually, because I've just realized that this is another opportunity where you can do it, where you have the wing and the midge together, not in the free slice, and there's a wing in the free slice here. So I'm gonna again insert it so that the wings are matching, but then, you know, U prime are U prime. So again, yeah, and then an M2 to solve that, and then a U2 to bring it all back like that and solve it. Next up, there's this yellow blue. I'm gonna insert this wing in the front there, solve it, insert the midge, solve it like that, and then replace it with the last edge, and we're on to last 4 edges. There's a cycle here, so I'm gonna do that. Take out this edge, solve that edge, replace it. There we go. And there's this, yeah, green, red here. So I'm gonna take out this edge, solve it, replace it with the edge, and then undo. And then the last move is just the slice with slice, like that.